Have you ever looked at yourself and wondered, why am I not good enough? Maybe there's something about you that you wish you could change, a weakness you hide, a mistake you regret, or a part of yourself that makes you feel less valuable than everyone else. And after watching other people move forward, you start asking yourself, what's wrong with me? But what if you're looking at yourself the wrong way? What if the very thing you've been judging yourself for isn't actually a weakness? There is an old story about a farmer who carried 2 clay pots every day. One was perfect. The other had a small flaw. And one day, that flaw led to something so unexpected that it changed the way one of those pots saw itself. Maybe this story will change the way you see yourself too. Once upon a time, a hard-working farmer carried 2 clay pots to a distant well every morning. One pot was perfect and never lost a drop. The other had a small crack, so half its water leaked away before they reached home. One morning, the perfect pot said, "Why can't you be like me? You lose water every single day. You are useless." The cracked pot stayed silent, but those words slowly became what it believed about itself. Finally, it told the farmer, "Master, because of my crack, your hard work is wasted. I'm only a burden." The farmer smiled. "Tomorrow, look carefully at the road. You'll understand." The next morning, he said, "Look down." The cracked pot saw beautiful flowers blooming all along its side of the road. For a moment, it felt happy. But when they reached home, it noticed half its water was gone. "I still failed you," it whispered. The farmer asked, "Did you notice where the flowers were growing?" The pot looked back. Only its side of the road was covered with flowers. "Why only my side?" The farmer finally revealed the truth. "I have always known about your crack. Months ago, I planted seeds along your side of the road. Every day, the water leaking from you watered those seeds." He looked at the flowers. "You thought you were losing water, but that water was giving them life." The cracked pot stared at the flowers. The very thing it hated about itself was the reason those flowers existed. Its flaw had not made it worthless. It had simply given it a different purpose. The farmer looked at both pots and said, "You don't have to be perfect to have value." The perfect pot had its strength. The cracked pot had its purpose. They were different, but neither was worthless. One carried water, the other brought flowers to life, and both were valuable in their own way. Maybe you are like that cracked pot. Maybe there is something about yourself you wish you could change. Maybe you compare yourself with someone stronger, smarter, more successful, or more confident. And maybe you have started believing that your weakness makes you less valuable. But remember the cracked pot. You may be judging yourself by what you think you are losing, while never noticing what you are creating. The world may see your crack, but it may not see the flowers growing because of it. So stop measuring your worth by someone else's perfection. Stop believing that being different means being less. And never underestimate yourself, because sometimes the very thing you think is your greatest weakness may be the source of something beautiful you were meant to create. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to discover what your own cracks can create. And maybe you are more valuable than you think. If this story made you see yourself a little differently, hit the like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And if you want more powerful stories that can change the way you think and see life, subscribe to TaleVista Studios and turn on notifications. Now, I want to ask you one question. What is one weakness you want to turn into a strength? Write it in the comments. Maybe the thing you're trying to change about yourself is the very thing that can become your greatest strength. And remember, your flaws do not define your worth. Never underestimate yourself.